Welcome back to the Carnivore Caveman Keto Couple. So I wanted to do a wrap-up video on Johnny and our organ meat series. And last but not least today, and this little guy gets overlooked a lot, but it's kidney. I know a lot of people are like, kidneys, that filters the urine and toxins. But really, it's a lot like the liver. So it is a filtering organ, of course, but your toxins don't stay in the kidney. I mean, that would be ridiculous to think that our kidneys are holding all these toxins forever. It filters them and then it gets it out of the body as quick as possible through our urine. So kidneys, all right, what do they look like? Well, I didn't have a full kidney. I'll get that for you guys later, but this is basically a kidney that has been frozen and thawed out. And it's kind of a strange consistency, but this is a lot what liver looks like too when you leave it out. It kind of gets really sticky and mushy. It's not super appealing to the eye. Johnny says it reminds him of cat food. And I would describe the taste of kidney. It's not quite as strong as liver, but it is along those lines. So a lot of people don't care for the taste of kidney at all. They need to hide it and stuff, and that's fine. But let me just tell you what a little powerhouse this thing is. So about 3 ounces of kidney has 134 calories. It has 23 grams of protein. Get this, guys, 114 grams of potassium. Again, you think potassium in vegetables, not organ meat, but that kidney's got a lot of potassium. It has 882% of the RDA vitamin B12, and it also has lots of B2, B3, B5, B6, and B9. I mean, who would have thought that this organ meat has all the B vitamins? Now, again, I don't base a lot of my opinion on the RDA because that changes all over the place, and they really only update it once every 40 to 50 years. But that just gives us kind of a base to go on. Vitamin D is in there. It has 38 IUs of vitamin D, which is a pretty good amount. Not quite as much as the liver, but really good vitamin D in there. Also has lots of iron, about 62% of your daily value for a 2,000 calorie diet of iron. And get this, the two big things that kidney has that is so overlooked by many people, selenium and folate. Huge, 204% of the selenium. And you might ask, well, what the heck is selenium? It is known for clearing excess estrogen out of the diet. And excess estrogen in women can cause reproductive issues such as PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, and certainly men don't want, excess estrogen in their bodies either. Also, selenium is a great antioxidant. It keeps free radicals in check in the body. So we really need selenium, and it's kind of hard to get in foods. And let me just touch really quick, this is going to be a whole different video, but all these vitamins and minerals are super bioavailable, meaning once they're ingested, almost 100% of them, unless you overcook your organ meat, which I recommend not necessarily raw, but a lot of people do. Rare, medium rare at the most. Do not overcook your organ meat because a lot of those vitamins, minerals are going to be cooked out. Just like in plants, a lot of the vitamins and nutrients are not bioavailable in plants because they're so wrapped in that cellulose in our digestive systems of the human body. We're not like the horses and the cows. We are not made to digest all that fiber. So a lot of the vitamins and minerals are, leached out or are not even processed in the body from vegetables. So you want to get these vitamins from your organ meat. Also has a ton of riboflavin, and 149% of the riboflavin you need every day, 80% of the choline. It also has decent amounts of the copper, zinc, phosphorus, niacin. I mean, it's packed with stuff. Great amount of folate, and most of you women that have had children know, folate is a B vitamin, and your doctor always recommends supplements to get your folic acid or folate, because what folate is responsible for is the division of cells and the reproduction and basically the health situation of our DNA. So folate is super important. All right, guys. So enough about the nutritional facts. Let's get on to how we're going to prepare this little guy. So what you could do with this, you could just cook it up just like we do our liver and our heart and eat it, which I do most of the time. But I did a little treat for you today. I made pate. So, you know what you could do with this? I mean, this is an amazing pate. We sell it at our restaurant, or we offer it at our restaurant, the restaurant that I work at, and it is super expensive. And granted, I think you have to have a little bit of palate for pate, but this is a good way to hide it in your chili or in meatloaf if you make a pate out of it. And this is actually liver and kidney. I'll tell you what's in this. So we've got liver and kidney, which I cooked up in the frying pan. Basically, it was pretty rare, with some bacon fat. And then this is homemade kefir. I make my own kefir, so I added a little bit of kefir to that. And then this is, of course, grass finish cream cheese with no sugar, nothing added. It's just straight up cream cheese. It's awesome. So I added about a teaspoon of that, and I'll put the recipe on there for anybody that would like to see it. Of course, some pepper, some salt, and you can add, if you want, add cumin or even some cayenne pepper, thyme, anything to, you know, spice it up. And then this little guy, we just stick it in our food processor. This is a really cheap, inexpensive processor. It's one of the smallest you can buy. It's a KitchenAid, but it does everything I need it to do. It's certainly not going to be, you know, an industrialized or restaurant grade, but just for making pate or stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. So we just dump everything in the food processor, leave it on for about 60 seconds, and then I go ahead and refrigerate this overnight. It's a little thinner consistency when it's made, but it does, as you guys can see, I mean, it thickens up. Johnny's funny, he calls it organ meat pudding. So what I think I'm gonna do this holiday season, guys, instead of making mincemeat pie, I'm gonna go ahead and make organ meat pudding for everyone. So actually, I'm just teasing. Johnny and I have weird senses of humor. You know, we take our diet and our exercise and our fitness very serious, but life in general, we laugh at each other and ourselves every day. And if you know, you can't do that in life, what really do you have? You've got to make light of situations. So, and that's kind of why we did our intro the way we did at the beginning of the video. I know a lot of people think it's cheesy, and it is. That's kind of the effect we were going for. So in these days and times when everything is so serious, you know, we just want to kind of keep things light and funny, and that just kind of goes along to our goofy personality at times. But again, I don't want anybody to think that we don't take our health and nutrition very seriously, because as you guys will find out, I am super strict on the food that I eat, where it comes from. It has to be grass finished, you know, pasture raised, wild caught. So I do take it very serious. All right, so that's the pate. Show you guys, it's not too awful. You can just eat it like pudding if you want. I know, I'm gross sometimes, but I actually enjoy the taste of it. If you don't, like I said, hide it in chili if you're keto or paleo, hide it in your meatloaf. If you're carnivore, just take a spoonful, get it down, a couple spoonfuls a day, you're good to go. You could also actually add your heart in here. You could have heart, liver, and your kidney into a pate, and then just spoon it out. One of the things I like to do with my pate is to put it inside one of Johnny's world famous carnivore tortillas. And I'll leave the link to his recipe below. It's an awesome recipe, guys. It's just like, it's basically mainly egg. It's got a little bit of heavy cream, which you can leave out if you don't eat dairy. Some cheese, and I don't know, like I said, the link to the recipe will be below. But look at that. I mean, so it's not super flimsy. It's not going to break on you, and it's awesome tasting. So take that, spread my pate on. And I do this a lot for, like, if we go climbing or we do a big hike and didn't want to eat breakfast, but I kind of want something, you know, mid-hike, if I'm eating twice that day instead of once, I do this. And this is just, it just, I don't know, it just makes like a really good spread. It kind of reminds me a little of ham salad, but put as much as you want on there and roll her up. And voila, you got your own little taquito burrito. You can, you know, fry this up with a little bit of grass-fed butter and kind of, you know, harden it and turn it into more of a taquito, but it's amazing. If anybody's interested in learning more about the value of grass-finished organ meat, I'm going to put a link below and give a shout out to Frank Tufano. I mean, he, for being 26 years old, he's been doing this for well over 5 years, and he knows his stuff on grass-fed, grass-finished organ meats. So thanks a lot, Frank. I learned a lot from you, and keep up the good work. If anybody has any questions, comments, or if you have a really good pate recipe that I need to see, please leave it in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Just helps support our channel. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that now, and please hit that notification bell, and it just lets you know when Johnny and I put up another video. And just remember, meat heals. Keep eating lots of meat. Don't forget your organ meat.